Hello everyone, Sotius here, and today is our weekly podcast, this time on a Saturday instead of a Friday, because we were busy last night. And with me is Saint, as usual. I don't think there will ever really be a podcast without you in it, at this point. Maybe one day.
Worth mentioning, this is take two, Ben fucked up.
No, this is not take two, this is take one, nothing ever happened before. Saint's suffering some parallel universe delusion shit, I don't know. Yeah, no, I fucked up. Didn't connect to my correct internet provider, so the stream was ass. But we're back. So, Saint, if you haven't mentioned anything about it before, tell me what you think about the game Dead by Daylight.
It's alright.
Just alright.
It's alright, yeah. It has a lot of potential. It has potential to be like a really, really good game. Right now, the game suffers from a really shitty queuing system.
Mm-hmm.
Not only can you not queue up with your friends, excuse me, but there's a lot of issues connecting to lobbies for some reason. A lot of the times, like there are times where I spend 10 to 15 minutes repeatedly clicking on the join lobby button because it'll just constantly fail to connect. It's incredibly fucking irritating. The lack of being able to play with your friends unless you host a private match, which means you need to get 5 people together in order to play. It may not sound that difficult. Which is nigh
impossible these days.
Yeah, it may not sound that difficult.
5 people all at once? That's...
Yeah, you need 5 people all at once. It may not sound that difficult, but you know, I mean, look at me and Ben. Me and Ben are from 2 completely different time zones. We already have a hard enough time getting this kind of stuff together, so imagine us trying to get 5 other people together in order to, you know, play a game. It's not an easy task.
But so you said there was more maps. What kind of variations are there in maps?
Well,
I've only ever seen YouTubers play one.
There's a map that's kind of like a junkyard. There's one that's like a farm, and I think there are 2 others. Pretty sure there's 2 others. But each map is procedurally generated, even though I really haven't noticed a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Personally. I only have like 5 hours in it, but still, I haven't really noticed any real big differences. And when I'm on a map, I haven't noticed a difference, much of a difference from the previous time I was on that map.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, to me, I know the game's just coming out and stuff, but I feel that the upgrade system is fucking garbage. It's completely worthless. It gives you a bunch of items that you're gonna lose if you die as a survivor in a game, because you lose all your equipped item and any of the add-ons you have for it. At the end of the match, the only thing, if you lose, you get to keep are your perks.
Okay.
That's it. Other than that, you lose the items that were given to you that you spent upgrade points on, which is stupid. I don't mind them disappearing, right? But, don't use the upgrade system for that. Make it worth spending those points. Right now, it doesn't feel worth spending those points. Unless, you happen to get a decent perk. Every once in a while, you happen to get a decent perk as you're going up through the levels.
Is it something you would see yourself playing long term, or is it just sort of like a temporary time killer?
If they fix the especially fix the queuing with friends problems, and some balancing issues that I have a problem with, I think it'd be all right. It's not that the survivor feels underpowered or anything. I don't feel that a lot of the time as a survivor, you have any real variety in dealing with the killer. You run away. That's it. That's all you do. That's your only way to thwart the killer, is to run. And I get it's supposed to be a typical slasher horror film in that sense, but at the same time, I'd rather more to do. I'd rather just be more to do. To stop the killer. It would make things more interesting. I'm sure it would make things more interesting from the killer's perspective too. Because realistically, what is the one thing?
At the moment, the killer's just this immortal sort of.
Yeah.
No one's a threat whatsoever.
Yeah. The best way to kill the and if you get a group of good survivors, though, it's almost impossible for the killer because they'll just abuse being able to jump through the windows faster than the killer.
Hmm.
Because you can make it like he has to take this really slow step through while you just like jump through. So you'll just jump through and like run around to, like run to the next one and jump through again, and just keep abusing being able to jump through windows because he has to take his time getting around.
So there is a chance for the survivors that not just...
Yeah, it's not that it's not that it's super skewed to the killer. It's just boring for the survivor, in my opinion. Like that's the only thing they can do. Like I don't get any thrill out of it. I'd like to be able to stop the killer more often. I mean, if you get a flashlight and he's like picked somebody up, like carrying them, you can shine the flashlight in his face and he'll drop them. But like that's about the extent of your interactions with the killer. And you can sabotage his hooks that are around the map too.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. You can't sabotage the basement hooks like his main, den, but you can sabotage all the hooks around the map. You can also sabotage, like, completely destroy the trapper's traps, which is bullshit. You shouldn't be able to do that, because that's his gimmick, right? But you can completely remove them from him, like, from the map if you find them. Like,
That's crazy.
you can't, yeah.
Huh.
It takes away, his ability to do much
So
of
for
anything.
the price of the game, do you think it's worth the actual price at the moment?
I think once they fix it up, it will be.
Okay. Fair enough. So,
Right now, though, I can't recommend anybody buy it, honestly. I can't.
yeah, that's what I figured. I'm really surprised by how many overly positive reviews it's got. It just doesn't seem right for the issues it currently has.
The thing is, a lot of people are willing to look past that because they see what I see, potential in the game, but as somebody who wants to recommend you a game that works and is good right out of the gate, I can't recommend this. Like, I can't recommend you spending $20 on this. I just can't do it.
Okay.
Well, currently $17.99 because it's on sale.
Right. So moving on to E3, anything interesting from E3 from the past week? I mean, it's been a fair few announcements. Anything that you're excited for yourself?
The biggest things that came out that I'm most interested in are Prey.
Which was a surprise, as far as I know.
I really want to see more of The Last Guardian.
Which has been in development forever. Or
I was actually
teased forever at
shocked as fuck that we got a release date for it. I don't think it's gonna hit that release date. Something's gonna fucking happen. No. Oh, come on, man. The history of this game, something's gonna happen to set this shit back.
It's gonna happen.
Not saying that I want it to, but come on. You know what I mean? This game's been elusive as fuck for how long?
Yeah, God, don't even...
For Honor? Oh my god, For Honor
looks
so
amazing.
Good. Yep, For
Absolutely
Honor.
incredible. I mean, enemy AI looks kind of dumb, but other than that, the game looks incredible.
Gears, of course.
Not interested in Gears.
Well, you can fuck off. Nobody
I
asked
don't
you.
know what it is. Like, I remember back in the day, my stepbrother used to play Gears religiously. Played it so much. I think he was like going for all the Xbox Live achievements or something. But he played it religiously, and I had to sit there and watch him play it, and I was so bored.
Then why the fuck didn't you play it?
His Xbox wasn't.
I would have beat him up and took it.
Stay with my dad every other weekend, and that's what he would do. Just play fucking Gears all the time. I'm sure just knocked on my door. So yeah, anything else? I mean, what was that other thing announced? What was that game that was sort of everything was mechanical, yet the things you had were very...
the game that basically looks like Far Cry Primal with robot dinosaurs?
Why'd you have to ruin it for me?
I mean, I did when we were watching
it does kind of look like that. Especially the map where it kind of shows where each sort of animal is in the places. Yeah. That was a very Far Cry thing to do. I don't know, it still looks good though. I like the concept of it. I'm willing to give it a try, but...
The only reason I'm gonna play it is because,
I'm pretty sure it's PlayStation exclusive?
I don't think it's a Sony exclusive. It might be.
No?
Yeah, it might be.
I think it was.
Ben, I think the stream might be frozen.
Looks okay to me.
No, it's not okay on any of my stuff. That's not good.
It does look okay to me, it is playing on mine. If anyone's watching, let us know if there's any issues.
Yeah, I just want to make sure because like it's frozen on my phone and on my computer, so it's
Yeah,
not like
my tablet-
experiences from one end.
But my tablet was still going, so.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
We're fine then.
Um,
Oh, Resident
else?
Evil 7.
yeah, I was going to ask you, have you seen the demo of that yet?
Yeah, I watched all the Let's Plays that people did of it.
What do you think about the demo? I mean, it's...
Well, I mean, I can't say that I'm gonna say it looks good, but it's not Resident Evil. This isn't... The demo is only to set the tone. It has... from what they were saying, it may have nothing to do with the final game.
Yeah.
This is just like, you know, for them to set the tone, set the atmosphere. Which, I don't know, I'd rather not have seen it. I would rather...
a Resident Evil vibe in the slightest.
Well, it's not even that. It's just I would rather have not. You know, I wouldn't. I didn't want to see something that wasn't part of the game, like actual gameplay or anything like that. Because now people are going to compare it to that, including myself, when it comes out, and it's just not going to be the same.
No, it's not. What do you think about these companies these news companies that have been saying that they've tried to do a PT by releasing a demo on PlayStation Store?
It felt very PT, but I don't know if that was actually their intention, because
I don't think it was in the slightest, but
yeah, I don't think it was their intention. I mean, people are going to look at it that way, but I personally don't think it was their intention. Although, because somebody showed up on Sony's stage at E3, it may be possible that you know, there was some collusion there.
yeah, that's true actually. I hope. Well, I don't know how I feel about that.
Because Kojima's back, and he brought a new game with him.
Kojima is back, and I don't even know what to think about the...
What the fuck was that game called?
announcement.
I don't even remember. It was such a
written
weird
down
title.
on my notes here, but hold on.
Most importantly, in that trailer, we got to see Norman Reedus' ass.
We did get to see Norman Reedus' ass. That was something.
It was a very well rendered ass.
It was. What is it called? I'm trying to find it here. Death Stranding.
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
So,
I had no idea what was going on. It was the most confusing thing I've probably ever seen in my life.
I have no idea. Like,
Yeah.
we have Reedus attached to a baby, and then baby melts into tar, and we see little baby tar handprints on him, and then walking out to the sea. And it's like, with all these dead animals, like...
Dead whales, dead fish, dead birds.
Dead
and then,
crabs, like, everything's fucking dead.
Then there's these people floating in the sky, and it's like, what?
Yeah, I have no idea what the fuck is going on with
What's
that,
happening?
but I'm glad to see Kojima back.
Yeah, it's good to see him back.
And not doing another Metal Gear game.
Well, I was joking during the stream, I'm like, oh, he's back to deliver us the second part of Metal Gear Solid 5. Because the last part of that game was complete bullcrap. Basically wasn't there.
Yeah, it was to be continued,
Yeah.
basically.
Do you know what happened? You know what a direct influence came out of E3 for me?
Oh, hold on, we're not done yet. We forgot some stuff. Also, another thing,
got some stuff, but go on.
God of War? Anybody?
God of War? I don't know.
That looked fucking great.
It did, but there's gonna be a whole new story arc because it's, like you said,
Yeah.
Norse gods and not... what's it called?
My thing
Greek
that I
gods
don't
before?
understand, the only thing I don't understand is how the fuck did Kratos end up there?
I don't know.
That's my
I mean,
biggest
originally
thing.
I was like, oh, this is a prequel, but then, like you said, he's, all, all
Because
pale
didn't
and he's got the red marks.
Kratos technically destroy the world at the end of God of War 3?
I don't know, I haven't seen much of God of War because I
Um,
can't play it, so I don't really go into the lore of it myself.
I'm pretty sure Kratos killed the world at the end of God of War 3 and himself.
Huh.
I'm pretty sure that's what happened, but don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure that's what happened, though.
That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know.
I have to look at. I actually, I'm gonna look into that right now. Hold on.
I really just want to know how, if this ties into the original God of War series, because they did just name it God of War.
Well, it is Kratos.
And yeah, it is Kratos, but it's just God of War. That's the title of the name. It's not, not a continue. What was the last one? 3, you said?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not God of War 4. So I'm thinking it might be possibly a reboot.
No.
No?
I think it's the same Kratos.
At least a different story arc.
We won't know for sure until until we see God of War, and it was called God of War, not it's just that's why in a way though, like I feel like it could maybe be a reboot, but I don't think that would make sense. Like, why would you, if it was a reboot, why would you have Spartan in Norse mythology? That doesn't ring right.
Weird. I don't know. Nothing about that makes sense to me, but it looked beautiful regardless.
Oh, hell
It's
yeah.
incredible. It's sort of angry dad simulator. This fucking kid can't do shit properly.
Kratos fucking wrecked that giant too.
Yeah,
he
did.
beat the piss out of him with his bare hands. It was so good.
It was.
He like fucking punched him in the face so hard it almost knocked him over. It was great.
But where do you think the kid comes from?
It's his
I
son.
mean, it's his kid, but
I don't know. I guess we'll find out, won't we?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to read up on the lore of that game now.
He fucked somebody apparently. I mean, that's not uncommon for Kratos.
No, that doesn't surprise me. There's also that pirate game that me and Phil were super excited about. Can't remember the name off the top of my head, but it looked awesome. They had a bunch of YouTubers come in and play it and just, do a couple matches together. It looks great. Definitely excited for that because we haven't had a decent pirate game in a long time. It's definitely something that I feel like there's a lack in, there's a lack of the pirate genre in games, don't you think?
Well, it's because nobody seems to do them right. Personally, that's why I'm honestly glad to not see that many of them because most people just fuck them up. So hopefully these guys get it right.
What did you think about? Did you watch any of the new Zelda game? Because they did a shit ton of gameplay for that.
Not
Did you watch
interested
any
in
of
an
it?
open. I'm
Not
not
interested?
interested in an open world Zelda. I don't. I'm like I said before, and I'll say it again. I'm getting so fucking tired of open world games. I'm like, I'm almost like I'm to the point where I'm like just sick to death of them.
It does look good. I like the looks of it. This doesn't. Like you said, like we have open worlds that do what this game is trying to do. I mean, sure, they're just slapping Zelda on it and making it an open world, but we've seen this before. We've seen this gameplay before. Do we want to spend another 300 hours, aimlessly wandering around this world trying to find every little nook and cranny? Not particularly.
Right.
I'm trying to do that now in Witcher 3, and I can't really do that after I spent so long in Skyrim. I'm kind of tired of open world. I want something that just tells me where to go and I can finish in 7 hours. But they announced Skyrim Legend, was it? Skyrim Remastered, or Legendary, whatever it was.
Oh yeah, it was Skyrim remastered. They're remastering it for PS4 and Xbox One.
It's also coming to PC, I found out, but PC users get it for free if they have the original game, which is fine. But that also kind of set me off on this Skyrim kicker game, because every now and then something will happen and I'll be like, I want to play Skyrim again, and I go back into Skyrim, I'll mod the shit out of it, and I'll start playing it again for hours and hours. And hearing that announcement, I was like, oh, I want to go back into Skyrim again. So for the past week, every now and then I've sort of just been modding the crap out of my game, jumping into it, looking at all this new stuff that modders have created. They've made these new regions that weren't obviously outside of Skyrim, and it's just fantastic to see what the modding community have made. So now you know why I haven't done much work the past week. It's because of that game.
Fucking hell.
What else was there? There was
Your fractured butthole.
South Park and the Fractured Butthole. That was a cool game. Phil was obviously more excited than us about it. I mean, I like the stick or troop, I think. That was a good game as well, but I haven't been into South Park until recently. Like, all those years ago when it was out, I was never interested. But then recently I started watching it a bit, and yeah, it's funny. It's a good show.
Nah, I was bored. I've been bored by the show for a long time. I'm not a kid anymore, basically.
Don't tell me the show itself is still going.
Yeah. Pretty sure.
Jesus, that's a lot of episodes. Never going to catch up on those. What was your favourite sort of company during E3? I bet it was
Sony
Sony.
for sure.
Yeah.
Sony for sure.
Nintendo sucked. Nintendo showed two things. The new Pokemon game and Zelda. Bethesda showed mostly mods and DLCs and a remastered version of Skyrim. You know, they showed Dishonored 2. What else was there? What else did they show? Dishonored
Quake
2.
Champions.
Quake Champions, which looks good, but the concept of it is terrible. Because they're going to turn it into a hero shooter, which I know you love.
I don't see why you can't just do Quake. Why do you have to ruin it by making a hero shooter? And I'm not saying hero shooters are bad, right?
Okay.
It's just, why do this to fucking Quake?
It's not a hero shooter in the first place.
Exactly. Why?
So you have, they made Doom, they remade Doom, and it stuck exactly to what the original Doom was, more or less. And then they're going to remake Quake, but add in a feature that makes it not Quake.
Yep.
It totally destroys what Quake was, which was entirely skill-based, fast-paced, and now they're doing it so that you have these heroes, and each hero has this ability, and this.
Yep, just
I don't
stock
even
standard
wanna-
hero shooter shit.
I'm not interested in it. Speaking of hero shooters, did that raccoon? Fucking hell. What's it called? That Resident Evil one we saw.
3 more days.
3 more days. You're counting.
3 more days.
You're actually
Kratos
counting
did
down.
die. Kratos died. This whole time I've been watching
This whole
the
time
fucking
you've been
God of
watching
War
stuff?
ending. This whole time I've been watching the God of War ending.
Awful.
Kratos killed himself. He stabbed himself with the Sword of Olympus.
Wow. So,
Okay.
what's
sorry.
with this new game?
I have no idea.
Seriously.
For science.
Science. Just because. Just because they can. So if they're doing Norse mythology and Greek mythology, I wonder if they'll try. What other mythologies are that they could do? Probably nothing.
Celtic.
Yeah.
Egyptian.
Egyptian would be interesting. They have a lot of interesting gods.
Nah, I don't think Kratos would fit that very well,
He
though.
wouldn't at all, but they do have a lot of interesting gods.
Sunburn might also be an issue for him.
That's true. He's so fucking pale.
Technically, he's only so pale because his ashes
Yeah,
of his
because
dead
his
family
ashes.
are, stuck all over him. Poor
But it
guy.
never goes away, ever. Okay.
Either that or Kratos doesn't shower.
Oh, he doesn't. Because he's going to all these, like, hot places just baked onto him now. What else do you think? I'm trying to think what else was at E3. Do you think this E3 was disappointing? I know I touched on this before the podcast. Were you disappointed at all by this E3, or was it just another regular?
I mean, it wasn't like the most entertaining thing I've ever seen, but it definitely wasn't disappointing.
No.
I think most people are disappointed because we're seeing things we've already we're just seeing a little more of things we already heard about.
Well, there's a lot of news companies or news outlets saying that this E3 was the worst, saying that E3 is declining, going downhill, they're going to have to change up the whole show to sort of save themselves. But at the same time, it's the developers and publishers' fault because way before E3 they're all giving out hints or
Well, that's because they all want to
revealing
be.
what
Yeah,
is coming.
they all want to be ahead of each other.
They want to be ahead of each other, and before the whole point of E3 was everything is newly announced. You
Yes.
never heard of this stuff before, but now they all just sort of like. In the few weeks before E3, we were hearing about games that were coming to E3, and it's like, well, don't tell us now. Tell us at E3. That's the point. So they kind
Well, I
of
like
ruined
how
it for
people are.
themselves.
I like how people can say something like this year's E3 was disappointing, but then you look at a game, Dead by Daylight, in comparison, that should have been hella disappointing because of the state it's currently in. Yet that gets a free pass.
Yeah, that does get.
I mean, I know
pass.
they're two completely different things, but I was entertained. I saw plenty of things that held my interest, except for the whole of Ubisoft's. Well, 90% of Ubisoft's conference. That was a snore, pretty much a snooze fest.
Ubisoft conference wasn't great. What sort of things were announced at the Ubisoft conference? Weren't they the ones who had the
That fucking stupid extreme sports
yeah,
thing.
steep?
Yeah.
So they started off with the Just Dance 2017, which
I
made me
mean,
and Phil
that's
feel like we were on
fine, but that's
drugs.
fine though because like a lot of people really like those games. Like I like dance games, not that particular kind.
Did you
I'm
see
more
the
of a-
Eagle Flight game they showed?
No.
That seemed pretty cool. It's a VR Eagle Flight game on the Oculus, but I don't see the sort of replayability value in that too much, even though it is sort of have like catching the flag mode and things like that.
Do
So
many games nowadays have much replay value? Honestly,
no, not really. What do you think about this whole Oculus trying to make everything sort of exclusive to
oh, that was a
Oculus?
huge jump from topic. That's
Well, I mentioned Oculus in Eagle Flight, so I just thought we'd touch on this real quick.
I think it's fucking stupid because it's not a console; it's a monitor. Like, okay, let me clarify for something for people who don't know. VR headsets are monitors. They wouldn't function without the console or the PC that they are attached to. They are literally a fucking monitor you wear on your face.
Yeah,
That is it.
that is it. I feel like they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot. They're trying to get the VR industry off the ground. Yet, by making things exclusive, it just kind of doesn't sound right. I mean, most people
Well,
can't
no,
even
I could-
afford
like
a
I
VR
said, I could-
headset, and now they're trying to.
Yeah, I can understand if it was actually a console, right? Or, you know, a pre-built PC or some shit like that. Or, I don't know, not PC, but you know what I mean. Some sort of console, basically. Or, like, you know, say it were like Steam's service. You know, you could have exclusives on Steam. Or Origin's service. You could have exclusive on Origins, you know, on Origin. But it's literally just a monitor. That is all it is. An expensive fucking monitor. Nonetheless, a monitor.
So did you going back to E3? Did you see the Star Trek Bridge Crew, which was also VR?
Looked fucking stupid.
But you saw all the actors that they had on the movies and such. Were like, this looks amazing. This looks incredible. Like, were you even playing the same game we were watching?
Well, no. They are right though. It did look good.
Did it?
Yeah, I thought it looked good.
I didn't like the looks of it. And outside the ship and everything looks great. Inside the ship, the character model was freaking awful. And the control panels looked awful. Just everything about it I did not like. Whatsoever.
I don't know. I think
I mean,
somebody
I've
might
never
be
really
a
been
Star
a
Trek fanboy.
Yeah, I've never really been a big fan of Star Trek either. So that might be partially why. I'm sure if you're a fan of Star Trek, you'll probably want to check out a Star Trek game, but nah.
I don't know. If there were more than just, you know, being the bridge crew, it might be good.
Yeah.
You know? But you're just the bridge crew.
And then they just talked about random other shit like Trials of the Blood Dragon, adding like the Blood Dragon sort of 80s vibe to Trials, which was weird.
I mean, without the 80s vibe, the game looked fucking stupid anyway to me.
You don't like Trials as it stands?
It didn't look entertaining.
Really? I've got
No.
it. I quite enjoyed playing it. I've got it on my, you know, obviously it's Ubisoft, so I had to get it on Uplay, which sucks. But no, I'm a big fan of Trials. But adding the Blood Dragon, I hated it when they did it to Far Cry, and I hate it
Now,
now.
Far Cry was awesome. That was fun.
Really?
Yes, that was
Maybe I
fun.
didn't give that much of a try then. What else did they say? Oh yeah, the freaking exclusives, like PlayStation owners getting access to DLC for Watch Dogs 2 30 days
Are you
before
surprised?
other platforms.
Are you surprised?
No. I'm not surprised.
It's just the fucking direction the industry has decided to take their shit show. Ugh.
Well, I honestly think the industry shooting itself in the foot when it does shit like that.
Oh, honestly, I don't think the industry respects its consumers enough.
No, it doesn't. Not at
If
all.
people are dumb enough to fucking, not speak out against that kind of stuff because they're fucking sheep.
Mm-hmm. Do you like the game The Division?
No.
No. Me neither.
No. It's fucking
I have a friend
don't
who
get me wrong.
does not shut
Okay.
up about that game.
Don't get me wrong. At its core, it is a good game. At its core, it is a good game. But they just didn't do enough with it. And you know
No,
what?
they didn't.
I mean, at this point, they could release really good content for it. I'm not going to give a shit because you didn't grab me by the balls when I played it the first time. And I didn't just play this game for a few fucking hours, mind you. I got the max level. I beat all the difficult content that they had at the end, and it was fucking boring, and it was fucking easy. People are gonna be like, oh, but you should go check out the new content that is more difficult and is more entertaining. And I watched people doing it, and it still looked fucking boring. Their idea of their first wave, or first what were they called? What were they called? Incursion. There you go. The incursions, the really difficult shit. Just a horde mode. You just fight a wave after a wave of enemy. That's it. Yep. That's some real solid, real interesting stuff you got going on there. Really hard.
All I had to do was play the beta and then know that I don't want to ever touch that game again.
Well, it's one of those games I was foolish enough to have high hopes for, and I bought it.
Wait, did you pre-order it?
No.
Damn, I was gonna try and get you at your own.
You're not gonna get me on that.
distaste.
The only time you'll ever see me pre-order is if I think the game is gonna be really rare, like hard to find, like certain JRPGs and shit.
Okay, but tell me, what games in the past have you pre-ordered?
I pre-ordered. I remember when Resident Evil 6 came out because I bought every Resident Evil 6. The only reason I pre-ordered that was because I believe they were giving you the because I got it on PlayStation. It gave you the download codes for Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 off the PlayStation Network.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty decent. If it's going to give you lots of other games just for pre-ordering, then
Yeah.
you're going to be spending that money regardless.
I don't know. I really don't
I
pre.
think the last thing I pre-ordered was Elder Scrolls Online, just so I can get the statue and the collector's edition and whatnot. And the statue looks freaking amazing. The game sucked, but the statue looks awesome. So I keep that around. I used to have like a big Elder Scrolls Online box here for the collector's edition, and it just looked stupid. Knowing how bad the game was, I couldn't in my right mind keep it there in my background, so I destroyed it, threw it out. I still kept the statue though. The statue looks awesome. Other than that, I don't think I've ever really pre-ordered anything because I'm impatient. I don't like waiting. I don't like knowing that I bought something and I can't have it now.
Yeah, I think the only other thing I might have pre-ordered recently, I don't know why I pre-ordered Doom. That was just I don't know why. Like I wasn't even that hyped for the game because I bought it.
Yeah,
you know why?
I'm hyped for it at all.
But I mean, I don't even know why I did. I guess
Wait,
so
didn't
that
you pre-order Overwatch?
did I?
Wasn't that a pre-order? Because
I don't
you didn't
remember.
get it right away. Or was it a day one purchase? You just had to wait for the servers.
I think I might have like pre-bought it like literally the day of its release.
Right. Okay. And that was worth it. Overwatch is a good game. I mean,
I'm lukewarm on it.
yeah, you're kind of going off it a bit. Phil's very much into it. I'm into it, but I don't like spending hours upon hours playing it.
They fixed the way you earn currency, and I'm gonna have a lot less problems with that game.
Wait, they did?
No, I said if they do fix it, rather.
Yeah, I hope so.
If they do fix it, then
Yeah,
I
the way you
might
earn
consider
currency is
spending time in
dumb. Really dumb. So anything else you want to talk about E3? Anything else you're hyped about?
Mm,
We pretty much heard of games in every genre. We had, more card games. We had MMOs. Well, we didn't have MMOs actually. I don't think we did. Well, we had talk about the Division, which I guess in their mind is an MMO.
Well, you didn't even say anything about the Division other than asking me what I thought about the Division.
Because they announced new clothes based on other popular Ubisoft titles. Other than that, they announced.
Because I totally want to be running around the world of the Division dressed as an Assassin's Creed character.
It wasn't like that. The clothes kinda did fit. But
sure, they did.
it was like Splinter Cell's outfit.
Oh, okay, that actually does make sense.
Exactly. The clothes do fit, in that world.
Well, there will be an Assassin's Creed one in there. I'm telling you.
That would just make it look stupid.
Well, you think what? You think people running around in pink and purple pom-pom beanies is fucking sensible in a time of war?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but they announced some new DLCs, some new expansions for the game. I'm not interested. They announced like some underground procedurally generated dungeons, quote unquote. No interest whatsoever. Obviously, my friend.
So you're saying procedurally generated dudes with guns?
Pretty much.
Yep.
It's just the same boring gameplay. What else? Yeah, there's a few announcements, DLCs. But yeah, as I was saying, MMOs, card games, action games. There's been pretty much everything in every genre for E3, at the least. There's sort of something for everyone. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
That's
you're hyped for what's it called? What's that game that's being remade?
Prey.
Prey. You're hyped for Prey. There's a few things I'm hyped for here and there, but personally, I think it's a successful E3. I don't know why these companies are putting it down so much.
Yeah, well, I just don't know why people. I can understand why people wouldn't might have found it a little dull, but I wouldn't say disappointing at all. We got a lot of good stuff out of the E3, I feel.
I kind of liked how compressed it was. It was like this 1 hour of this company talking about something, a break for like the rest of the day, and at the end of the day, another hour about another company talking about something. I mean, obviously, there's stuff in between,
that was for the
those
live
were the
stuff.
main events.
Yeah, that's the live stuff. If you were press and you were there, you were busy all day.
I couldn't do it. I could not do it, not all day, not like that. I mean, sure, I've done EGX all day, but it's not as in your face as E3 is. I can't imagine how busy and packed E3 is actually being there. It would just be horrible. But yeah, fuck whatever these companies are saying about E3. I think E3 is great. I think it's going to continue every single year. It's you have these other conventions sort of rising, but I don't think they'll ever really be on the level of E3. E3 sort of gained the crown as the biggest gaming convention of the year.
Well, that doesn't mean nothing. It can be overtaken for sure.
You think it will be?
Anything can be toppled.
Alright.
Anything can be toppled.
I'll be happy if EGX somehow, being in the UK,
That'll never happen.
fuck you. Why can't you just? You have to kill all my hopes and dreams. I just want it to be in the UK, the biggest gaming convention, so then I don't have to travel abroad for it ever. I can just go to London for this one, and Birmingham, the main EGX is now. So I can just go there, get it all out of the way, and not have to leave the country. That would be.
You didn't like your trip to America the first time around, Ben?
I liked my trips to America. I do enjoy travel, but those were obviously for other reasons, not for going to a busy, sweaty event for a couple of days.
I'd have fun.
Well, I'll stay here and cover EGX, and next year I'll send you off to E3. You can piss off and do all that stuff for me. How does that sound?
Oh, you're coming with me. Who else is gonna do all the work?
You fucking Alright. I honestly don't have much more to talk about E3. How about you?
Nah, that's yeah. It's
Would
good.
you like me to answer your question before we leave, kind of off topic? This is sort of something I've asked friends over the years, and I actually have recordings on my computer of their responses, and I was going to put it all into a video sometime. You ready?
Okay.
What is your first ever gaming experience that you can remember? Your first ever one, as young as you can possibly remember.
Pitfall, my dad's Atari.
Wow. I think that's the oldest one, the oldest answer I've got so far. That's amazing. I don't think I ever played the Atari.
Was it even called the Atari in the UK?
In the UK? Pretty sure it was.
Are you sure? Because you guys have some weird names for some stuff.
Pretty sure it was. I've got an Atari shirt, even though I've never touched the bloody thing.
Oh, come on, you gotta
That's
rep.
kind of sad, right?
Rep that Atari, bro. You take your shirt off right now and put that Atari one on.
I can't find it right now. But, no, I didn't get into gaming super young. I think the first gaming console I got my hands on was is it GameCube? Or... Yeah, I think I just about played the GameCube and then got an N64.
Wait, what? That's backwards.
That's backwards. N64 is older.
Yes.
Okay, so I got the N64 and then I got the GameCube then.
Ben, you're fired.
But I kept with the N64 because it had, in my opinion, better games. You know, you had GoldenEye, Mario Kart, Quake.
GameCube had Mario Kart.
Well, I didn't have it on GameCube, okay? So I kept with the N64.
Well, also N64 games are cheaper too.
Were they?
Yes, for sure.
How much did games kind of cost back then? I can't remember personally because obviously I was too young. I didn't buy them.
Oh, you call me old?
Yeah, I'm calling you old.
Fuck off.
You're at least like 4 years older than me.
I'm not really sure. I think they were more like video games are around the $20 to $40 price range around then, rather than 60.
Wish it was that now. Jesus.
I don't think you really saw the $60 jump to around like the PS3s and the.
Yeah, I was about to say late 2000s at least.
Well, no, I think it might have started happening around the end of the Xbox and PlayStation 2 era. Excuse me. Like right towards the end, like some of their games I believe started coming out at 60.
How old were you when you started doing PC gaming?
Oh, I was much older when I started doing PC gaming. I'd probably say I was around 17, 18.
That's probably about the same for me. I was in college when I finally got into PC. My friend, well, you know Andrew, he's the one who forced me into PC gaming in the end because I was 100% fine with my, what was it, Xbox 360 at the time, Halo and all that shit. So, PC gaming was much later on for me. I know back in the day, my dad had a pretty good PC and he would play Soldier of Fortune. And that was
Sounds
a
about
pretty
right.
cool game to watch. It was a bit, I mean, it was quote unquote gory, even though it was very pixelated. But at the time, it was one of the goriest games around. And
Oh no, Doom probably still beat it.
oh yeah, most likely. But I pretty much wasn't allowed to watch it, even though I did, because I was young at the time. I don't even know how old I was. It was a crazy long time ago. But yeah. No, so you've definitely got your hands on an earlier console than I have, for sure. I don't even remember what an Atari looks like.
Nothing special.
What was that other one? It wasn't the GameCube. There was something else. Hold on, I've got to look it up now. There's something else from Nintendo.
GameCube and Nintendo 64, then you had the Super Nintendo and the NES. And obviously the Game Boy.
It was the NES. Yeah. I remember I had an NES at one point. Remember just pretty much all I had was Mario. That's pretty much all I had on my console. I don't mean
I remember the NES days.
Yeah. It is great. I would love one day to have a collection, you know, the N64, NES, GameCube, whatever, just sort of in the back here, maybe on a shelf. I don't know why. I don't generally like collecting things, but I feel like collecting old consoles.
I do.
At least
If you
one
could
of each
see,
type.
if you could see everything in that direction, you
You
would.
have a collection?
I have all kinds of shit.
Really?
Yeah.
The only thing I've still got is my old Game Boys in black and white. I've got a Game Boy in color, and my first PlayStation. That's all I've got. I haven't got anything older than that. So I definitely want to go back and maybe find someone who sells the older consoles and get them. But I feel like they'll be a bit expensive these days.
In this house currently, I have a PlayStation 3, a PlayStation 2, multiple PS1s, don't ask, a Dreamcast,
Yeah, why multiple?
a Dreamcast, a Sega, an NES, a Super NES, and I'm missing a Nintendo 64 and a GameCube.
Alright. I do have to ask though, why multiple PlayStations?
They were given to me.
Huh.
They're just, my friends are like, I don't want it anymore. I'm like, okay, whatever. If my one PlayStation dies, I have another PlayStation. It's all good.
Fair enough then. Alright, well thank you for answering that question. It's very enlightening. I do enjoy asking people that. One day I'm going to have to make the video of sort of everyone's first gaming experience, because I got some very interesting answers.
Oh, really?
A mutual friend even answered. I'll have to see if I can get her permission to put hers in there still. But yeah, some very good answers. It's very enlightening seeing what people's first gaming experiences were. I think someone even said their first gaming experience was a handheld Tetris device. All it played was Tetris, nothing else.
Oh, those shitty things.
I know.
I remember those.
And it's just like, that's gotta be annoying that all you can play is Tetris.
I mean, they passed the time, that's for sure.
Oh yes. Like, I even had, you know what I also had? I had those shitty little consoles. I wouldn't even call them consoles. There's things you plug into TV, they're pretty much just a joystick.
Yep.
And you can play this random ass game that's installed on this device. I don't even remember what the hell I had.
I have an
Probably-
Atari version of that out now.
Oh really?
Yep.
So you can like play Atari games on it?
Yep.
Oh cool. That's pretty neat. Alright, anything else you want to bring up this week before we start to wrap up?
Nope.
Awesome. So, thank you everyone for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Follow us if you're watching on Twitch. And we will see you next week. Most likely Friday, but don't quote me on it. We do try to keep it Fridays, but sometimes we're just busy. And have a feeling next week we might have someone new on the podcast.
Uh-oh.
Dun dun dun.
That means I'm getting fired, guys.
That means
Get
Saint's
next.
getting fired. I've had enough of his bullshit. Alright guys, see you all next time. Have a good week.
Yep, have a good one, guys.